It's week 14 of the NFL, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Browns and the Broncos on Thursday night.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the Cleveland Browns. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Of the NFL season are complete. What works in our final month? We're underway in week 14. And to no one's surprise here in Denver, that'll carry through the back of the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And leading them, Charles, their quarterback, their field general.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win. And that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They go play action here on first down. And his first pass is incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on first and second down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring...
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Now it looks like we've got a Bronco that's banged up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And that is incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way. Under 20, because to me that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. And this is going to be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Looking right sideline, that's complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2.
That last throw moves him past 27,989 yards for his career, so that means he moves ahead of the blonde bomber, Terry Bradshaw, on the all-time list.
And boy, he loved to throw it downfield, didn't he? That's why he was the blonde bomber. Remember, he threw...
And he takes this one in for a Brown score. A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Browns have taken the early lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Automatic first down.
Good starting position for the Broncos here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Operating from the gun, Clifton. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Ramsey. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Well, maybe that'll help him settle back into a groove after the interception on the first drive here, picking up the first to start drive number 2.
And it is just starting over, isn't it? Sometimes it's just how you have to do it. You have to erase things from your mind. Don't worry about what happened before, because...
Oh, into a sea of defenders, had intercepted.
Picked off down at the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. What a start defensively. Your offense goes out, gets the touchdown, and then you get the interception. Just perfect.
How about the discipline that they showed on defense? Because after the offense scored to go up 7-zip, you would think they might be a little extra aggressive trying to get back at them. Instead, they read their keys well. When they took the shot downfield, they were more than prepared for that one.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And listen, these Thursday night games, they're tough on the body. You just played on Sunday, 72 hours later, hey, it's game day again. But I have to think a Thursday night game in September much more preferable than a Thursday nighter in December, no?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. You mentioned how tough it is on the body. How about the mind? You're already tired, fatigued, right? Trying to battle for playoff spots. And here you have the quick turnaround. Now, the flip side is, if you take care of business, win that Thursday nighter, you go into a mini open week. Gives you a few extra days to heal up the body and the mind before you play your next game.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he's got his big tight end here.
Come on, fellas.
And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
This defense for the Broncos, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
I guess give him credit for at least getting back to the line of scrimmage, Charles, because he could have easily lost a couple there.
He showed a lot of fight and grit on that run, and it's the type of play that coaches aren't going to wait for film session to praise. They're going to go to every position and say, that's the kind of effort we need from all of you.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35.
Let's go!
Well, they picked up the first down, but I'm just going to say it. I didn't like it before the ball was snapped, and I don't like it now that they picked it up. Think about field position on their own side of the 50. They don't get it. They put their defense in a bad spot, and it's just not a decision that pays off very often.
Well, it wasn't fourth and a yard. There was some meat on that bone.
There really was. Fortunate to get it in that situation, but not a call I would make very often.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 36. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Going right side here, and that's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter.
Well, the way that they're going, I mean, you're talking about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. They're 1 point away from going up 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive, and it ends with a touchdown for Cleveland. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. Bottom line, he's got to figure things out. He's completed 3 passes, but 2 of them have been to the wrong team so far.
And when we talk about the best quarterbacks, we're usually talking about touchdown to interception ratio, aren't we? And 2 to 1 is acceptable, but the top line guys, 3 to 1 or better is what they're looking for. Now we're talking about interceptions versus completions. That's not a ratio should ever be in any discussion.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down, it's Ramsey.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now a play fake here, and the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down.
Just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And the final clocking there, according to Next Gen Stats, that sack occurred in 2.2 seconds. So the pass rush overwhelming that time. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. There he is, the man taking the snaps under center, heading out for the next possession. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
He'll buy some time right. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They'll roll him out right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 24-yard line.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
And to give this time to the tailback. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
2nd and 5.
He'll look to throw. Rolling to his right. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. So simple math here in the first half. They've had 3 drives offensively, and they have scored every time, and they've got the lead.
Well, whenever we talk about adjustments, we usually talk about an offense making adjustments, right? This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more zone coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From just inside the 20, a short kick. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game.
Here comes the blitz as they look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. And some space here. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
And now before the ball changes hands, we're going to take a look at this just to make sure.
Let's go! Let's go!
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Throwing the out route and complete. That's Shaw. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So not quite a 1st and goal just yet as they come up now 2nd and inches.
Hey, go Mike 40, Mike 40. Let's pick it up. It's our time, guys. Our time. Let's get off the field. Let's get up.
Back to throw again. Flushed out, and he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Broncos get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead will be cut down to 14. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room.
Now a handoff looking right. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll set up a throw. Forced out to his left. That's taken in by the tight end, Perkins. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. On first down, he'll drop to throw.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off at the 18. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on first down. Clifton firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he's going to have a first down here. They're also in the field goal range now at the 27-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And his kick here is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They force the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Browns drive about to get started.
And only 6 seconds on the clock, so time likely for just one play.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So we come upon halftime, and it's the visiting Browns with the lead. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports. All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime.
These two teams making their final adjustments before coming out for the second half. And for the call, we go back out to Denver and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They'll start the third quarter here on the ground. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough, and I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. He's got it complete to Perkins. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Let's do this.
And now timeout is whistled as it appears there's a Brown shaken up on the play. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 32-yard line. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
Only needing 2 yards on 2nd down.
He'll drop to throw. Rolling to his left. Throw left side complete. That's man. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal.
55 rushing yards on the ground for him so far. And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. Is this a touchdown? That's the question, CD. What are they looking for here?
You just need any part of the football to break the plane. You don't need the whole football. It doesn't need to go over the entire white line. It's just that front part of the white line. And if you draw an imaginary plane going straight up, that's what they need to cross.
So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and that's also...
And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is up to 18 now. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's capped off by the Browns touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
From just inside the 20, a short kick. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Let's go. Let's go.
So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. Looking to throw. Clifton. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Now a throw here, hauled in. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
Well, if these guys... And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make...
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that challenge, a successful one.
On 1st down, Ramsey. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Clifton. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Blitz forthcoming as he'll look to throw. He finds his man, complete. It's Shaw. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. 1 quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And here he'll get it down to the 7. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Back to throw. Clifton. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. And I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll buy some time right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they've had an answer for it.
The Browns on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They're going to look to throw, escaping the pressure right. And running with power here. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Now, after that last running play, we've got an offensive lineman down on the field. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the 4th, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
He takes this for about 6 down inside the 40. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Now back to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
he's starting to fall into the category of not fair. Because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, he can run too. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this one down to about the 27. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from blocking.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. A great play there, with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year.
And the Browns are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
Extra point splits the uprights, and they open the lead up now to 25. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
So the Broncos come back out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
2nd down and 8.
Looking to throw. Clifton. He finds his man. Complete. It's Shaw.
And he'll wind up getting about 6 out of that, as that's going to lead us to the 2-minute warning.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 49.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it.
Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the 4th.
For the Browns, good starting field position as they have it 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And they give this time to the tailback. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play.
That's a nice job there, knowing what his options are. He's out of the pocket to his left, and I thought maybe think about running with this one, but he uses his vision instead, finds his man on the left sideline, and they convert on 3rd down.
They'll roll him out right. Now he'll let it go deep right side.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Mike 14, Mike 14. So we got...
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Rolling to his right. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 24. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
40's Mike, 40's Mike. Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
Trying to shake off the interception, he'll look to throw. And he will find his man on the outside. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 ticks remaining on the clock.
They'll come up on a 2nd and 4 now from the 40-yard line.
Back to throw. Clifton. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10.
Mike's 40. Silver, Silver. 40's Mike, 40's the Mike. 3 buzz.
Looking to throw. Clifton. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
4 down. Check. Mike 40, check. He's coming. Defense wins championships, man.
They'll look to throw again.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
1st down marker at the 31. It's 3rd down. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Shaw. And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds right at the 3. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal. And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete. So Cleveland able to come away with the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a 2nd half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Browns, the win pushes their record now to 11-2 on the year. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Miami next week. Meanwhile, for Denver, it's going to all but eliminate them from the playoff picture as they fall to 5-8. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants.